Genesis 10 is a prophecy and can be called as a chapter on the Table of Nations, if you want. It's a neglected chapter, and people scarcely ever check it out. Unless we properly understand Genesis 10, you don't understand the encounter in Eden and the following events in the presence of the Nephilims, or giants, after the flood. Son, Japheth. Genesis 10 begins as, "Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth." Those three are the parents of all languages and all peoples. In philology, the science of structure and development of languages, the three are called like this. Shem is all the Semitic races. Ham, all the Turanian races. And Japheth, the father to all the Aryan race. Shem, Ham, Japheth. The three parent groups of languages and peoples of the entire world. It all came from three sons of Noah. Japheth literally means opened or expanded or enlarged. His descendants settled all over Europe and the greater parts of Asia. Japheth never expanded to the Far East. History has recorded Japheth's geographical enlargement. The entire western hemisphere of our earth is settled by Japhetic peoples. A considerable portion of the Asian continent is also settled by Japhetic peoples. Japheth was the eldest son of Noah. Prophecy of God through Noah predicted that God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem. Genesis 9:27. Two things are predicted here. That he should be enlarged, the tribe of Japheth, and he should dwell in the tents of Shem, or should receive the blessing from Shem. History proves the accuracy of this prophecy, whose nations, which have been most enlarged by God, have descended from Japheth. For example, the Indians, the Greeks, the Romans. And he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, hence that Japheth was to be Shem's guest. How remarkably this prophecy has been fulfilled. Listen, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, Semitic language, but the New Testament was written in a Japhetic tongue, namely the Greek, but it was penned by Jewish hand. So we see Japheth dwelling in the tents of Shem. You know, in the news lately, who declares themselves the direct descendants of Japheth? The people in South Ossetia who welcomed the Russians in and rejected Georgia and the Western world are the direct descendants of Japheth, the eldest son of Noah. Now, Genesis 10 begins with Noah and his eldest son, Japheth. 7 sons of Japheth are mentioned: Gomer, Tiras, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, and Meshech. Gomer, the eldest of the Japheth sons, literally means perfect or completion. He's the progenitor of the early Cimmerians and other branches of the Celtic family. He settled in Eastern Europe near the Black Sea, became the Gauls, the French, the Gaels, the Scots, the Celts, the Irish, the Goths, the Germans, the Scandinavians. That's Gomer. He was also the father of the Saxons, the Britons, the Welsh, the Dutch, the Armenians, the Romans, and other related groups. Magog, the second son of Japheth, means overtopping or covering. He first settled in Georgia, area I just told you about that split from Japheth. The two sons are fighting, Magog and Japheth, who are the South Ossetians. Means overtopping, as I said, or covering. settled South Georgia, a region between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, south of the Caucasus Mountains. He became the Scythians, the Russians, the Belarusians, and the Ukrainians. Madai, the third son of Japheth, means Middle Land. He settled in the northwest in Persia, now Iraq, southwest of the Caspian Sea, east of Armenia and Assyria, and in the northern part of Iran. He is the father of the Medes and the East Indians. Javan, the fourth son of Japheth, means effervescing or bubbling. His sons settled in Cyprus, Rhodes, and other islands and coasts of the Mediterranean, the coasts of Spain, Italy, and Portugal. He's the father of the Ionians and the Greeks. Tubal, the fifth son of Japheth, means thou shalt be led. In the Assyrian inscriptions, the name appears as Tabal or Tubla. The city of Tobolsk was named after him. He settled near Cappadocia in Asia Minor. He's the father of the Bulgarians, the Hungarians, the Albanians, the Romanians, and other groups in that area. Meshach, sixth son of Japheth, means led along. The city of Moscow is named after him. Meshach and Tubal are always coupled in the Old Testament. He settled it basically in northern Turkey, southeast of the Caspian Sea. He's the father of the Poles, the Finns, the Slovaks, the Czechs, the Yugoslavs, and other groups in that area. Tiras, the seventh son, or the youngest son of Japheth, means desire. He settled around the Aegean Sea. He is the father of the Thracians, maritime groups, and possibly the Etruscans of Italy. These were the seven sons of Japheth. An understanding of them helps you in an understanding of the first seed. Ashkenaz, the first son of Gomer, means spreading fire. He settled first in Armenia, migrating later to Bithynia in the northern isles of Europe and European west coast, Germany, Scandinavia, and Denmark. We also have Ashkenazi Jews, who are the European Jews. Riphath, the second son of Gomer, means slander or fault. He settled in Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Turkey. And Togarmah, the youngest son of Gomer, means thou wilt break her. His descendants became a people engaged in agriculture, breeding horses and mules. They were also a military people, well skilled in the use of arms. He's a man who settled in and around the area of Armenia. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim and Dodanim, recorded in Genesis 10. Elisha is the eldest son of Javan, meaning God is salvation. The Greek translation of that name is Helios. It's his descendants that settled in Greece. Tarshish, the second son of Javan, meaning she will shatter. He settled in Spain. Kittim or Chittim was the third son of Javan, meaning bruisers. Kittim settled in Cyprus, other Mediterranean islands like Macedonia. Dodanim, the fourth son of Javan, meaning leaders. He settled in Rhodes. These were the children and grandchildren of Japheth, through which all the non-Semitic races originated.